Show my hand, try to place the blame. Is this the end?
Hello my lovelies, welcome to my channel. Here we are doing another reading for you guys. This is going to be using the energies of the full moon. So we are looking into what this full moon is going to bring towards you in regards to love and romance. So as you guys can see, we have our decks already placed. We have 4 different sets. From the shell is set number 1, set number 2, set number 3, and set number 4. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes so that you can tune into the energy, see which one you're being pulled towards, and whichever one you decide, we will move forward with that, okay? So let's begin. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to go with set number 1 first, and we will move on to set number 2, set number 3, and set number 4. So let me pull these to the side. Give me 1 second. All right, for those of you guys that chose set number 1, we have here the 7 of Wands with the Empress card, the Chariot card, and the 7 of Swords with the 10 of Cups. Okay, so for those of you guys that have been or currently are in a long-term committed relationship, I feel that for most of you guys, you've been experiencing a lot of misunderstandings or feeling guarded, feeling a bit like you cannot trust your partner, or your partner may be experiencing the feeling of not being able to trust you. Now, I am hearing jealousy for some of you guys, so it may be nothing that they are doing purposely. It could just represent the planet alignments as well, as we do have a couple of them in retrograde at the moment. So I definitely do see a lot of feeling like you have to protect yourself, like you can't trust fully. And this could be with your partner. This could be people around you, even friends that come towards you to give you advice in regards to your relationship. I feel that there is a bit of a feeling of like having to guard yourself or not fully trusting them. I do have the Empress here, and the Empress does talk about fertility. You may be dealing with the Libra as well. For some of you guys, you may be dealing with a Cancer energy or a Aries energy, so it would be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. Now, again, like I said, I do see that there's been, I guess, not the best of communication. And if you are currently dealing with a partner that may be a little bit overprotective or a little bit jealous, just be patient. You guys will be able to get through these inconveniences. If this is you, the one that's experiencing this, what the cards are telling you is, you need to understand that if you're constantly thinking of something, as an example, if you're constantly thinking that your partner will be cheating on you or is going to cheat on you, or whatever it is that you're putting your most energy and effort towards, you need to understand that you're giving it power. You're giving it giving it power for it to manifest. So sometimes it's not even from outside sources, but it comes from your own fear. So you need to let go of that fear. You need to let go of feeling like they will be letting you down, or they're going to be stepping out of the relationship, etc. Because clearly here what they're saying is there is genuine love. There is a genuine connection here, and they're wanting to move forward in this relationship. But again, you do have 2 7s. So 7s usually indicate spiritual numbers, but within the spiritual, there is also like an inner struggle that goes on. And sometimes you're wanting to manifest, as an example, long-term commitment or marriage for some of you guys. but your subconscious is very fearful, or you're suppressing the fears that you have, that it may not happen. And it's not necessarily to do with the person that you're currently with. It could just be that you yourself, within you, you're carrying fears from past experiences, or a feeling of unworthiness, feeling like you don't deserve to be happy. And when we connect fear on, when we're talking about energies, fear is a very powerful type of energy. So if you fear that, and the more you try to ignore it, the more you try to suppress it, what you're doing is you're vibrating to that frequency. So therefore, you are calling for things to manifest that will make you feel like you can't trust your partner. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you guys. Now, for those of you guys that are currently single, again, sevens are, a spiritual number, but they also speak about inner struggles that are going on within ourselves. Now here with the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords, I feel that you guys are very guarded. You guys don't make it easy for people to get close to you, especially if you guys are looking for new suitors or trying to attract love towards you. What Spirit is telling you is you need to bring your guard down a little bit. If you are a female, you need to tap into your feminine energy with the Empress card. So not necessarily in a very narcissistic way, but as an example, if you're not usually the type to wear makeup, perhaps putting a little bit of lip gloss, putting a little bit of mascara will accentuate your features and make you seem more approachable. Try the best you can not to be so serious. Be inviting is what they're saying. Bring that guard down just a little, enough for people to take a peek. Of course, I'm not telling you, if you guys have been through very difficult situations in the past and you feel like you have to protect yourself, I completely understand. But what Spirit is telling you is bring the wall at least enough down so that they can see a peek of who you really are. That way you give them the opportunity to actually see you as a very approachable. So again, this can also represent stepping out of your shell, stepping out of what you usually do, getting out of the comfort zone to be able to bring towards you that relationship that you're looking for. Okay, so let me pull out these extra cards. Give me 1 second. See, you guys have very positive cards here. Okay. So with this full moon, what they're telling you is, again, if you open yourself up to love, you will be able to receive reciprocated love. You will be able to find someone. For some of you guys, an Aries could be coming in. For others of you, it could be a Cancer. For others, it may be a Libra or an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And again, like I said, with this person that's coming in, or this person that's stepping in, they are very structured. They are very, prone or stuck to old belief system of when it comes to courtships, when it comes to dating. So I feel that they will show you that they are worth your time, but you need to, again, like I said, be a little bit more approachable. Get yourself out of that comfort zone. For those of you guys that work extra hard or constantly working, don't really have time to socialize, what they're telling you is take some time for yourself. It is important, not just for your well-being, but it's also important to socialize, to bring our energies up. As an example, if you are sad or you're feeling a little bit blue, the more you spend time by yourself, it's very difficult to shake that off. Versus if you're feeling sad and blue and you are surrounded by friends, they will go out of their way to raise your vibration. And this is what they're saying. This is why socializing is very important at this present time. Now, you do have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups does represent emotional fulfillment as well as abundance. You have the Fool card. So again, I want to say for most of you guys that are currently in relationships, you will see this relationship solidify and become stronger and continuously keep moving forward. A lot of stability in the horizon, a lot of stability, whether, again, if you're married, a lot of stability, income stability, financial stability coming in. It could be from your partner. It could be that they receive a raise. It could be that they are actually expanding their business. With this, all of this that is coming for you guys, or will be manifesting from now on this full moon all the way to the new moon, as we do have the full card, and the full card does speak about new beginnings, but it also speaks about new energy. Obviously, the new moon right after we experience the full moon. Okay, so let me pull out the romance angel cards to see what you guys have here. Okay. Yeah, see, it's exactly what the cards have been relaying to you guys. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive highest energy of all. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So again, in retrospect, what these cards are speaking, they're speaking about the very near future, but they are also speaking about what we can do now to bring towards us exactly what it is that we want. Obviously, these readings are for love, but this could represent in every single aspect of your life. If you are wanting to grow and continuously keep finding financial stability, you need to not think of the now or the current circumstance, but think about what it is that you want in the future and how you're going to feel. That is the key. Feeling yourself into things becomes manifestations, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Like, share, and comment, and we will see each other to the next one. So let's go to set number 2. Okay, those of you guys that chose set number 2, we have here the 3 of Cups with the Hierophant, the 9 of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Knight of Swords. So for those of you guys that chose set number 2, what this full moon is bringing towards you for the month, towards or in regards to love and romance. The 3 of Cups does talk about celebratory type of energy, but this can also represent feeling like you are presently not being able to socialize or not being able to go out, kind of almost like sacrificing yourself in this relationship. Now, for those of you guys that have been or are currently in a long-term committed relationship, perhaps you're dealing with a partner that could be overprotective. For others of you, it could be that you're dealing with a partner that doesn't like to be very social and they expect you to be the same as they are. There is a bit of frustration here, as we do have the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands speaks about the feeling of wanting to give up, the feeling like you've put as much effort as you possibly can, but things just don't seem to continuously keep going your way, and you are about your wit's end. So again, the 3 of Cups it seems to me like there is a bit of temptation. There is a desire to want to be social, or to want to go out, or to want to do, as an example, for those of you guys that are stay-at-home wives or stay-at-home fathers, perhaps there is a need to want to expand, or a need to start your own business, or wanting to take up schooling again with the Hierophant. But again, I feel that because the Hierophant is right at the center, it's almost like you've placed your relationship right at the center of your universe, basically. So what they're saying is that instead of this helping you or bringing to you the stability that you're desiring in regards to your relationship, perhaps you're wanting it to get better, or you're trying to fix certain issues in the relationship within itself, placing it as right in the center of your universe sometimes can lead us to losing ourselves in the relationship. Because, as an example, if you tend to be the social type and need at least once or twice out of the month to hang out with friends and just let loose, if your partner's totally against that, sometimes we tend to sacrifice that to try to make the relationship work. But what ends up happening is actually the opposite. Not only do you start to grow resentful towards your partner that they're starting to change you, but also that perhaps they're trying to suppress who you really are. And you don't realize that until years later, again, the resentment starts to come up. So again, if you are currently going through this situation, what the cards are telling you is, yes, relationships and partnerships are very important, but it takes two people to make the relationship work. And if there is no trust, or if the partner doesn't allow you to grow and expand, then perhaps this is not the person for you. You need to try the best you can to but emanate the person that you genuinely are. Don't ever try to change yourself. Don't ever try to be someone that you're not to accommodate another person, because what happens is you're suppressing yourself. You're bringing yourself down instead of growing and expanding and growing within that time, finding your happiness and learning about yourself. Again, if you suppress that, what happens is you will inevitably feel like you're the one in the relationship that sacrificed the most, and it's unfair. It's unfair for your partner, and it's unfair for yourself as well. So again, what the cards are telling you is, for this full moon, there is a lot of internalizing going on, where you're going to have to make a decision, or if you have not made the decision already, you're going to have to make the decision of quitting, or letting go of the fear or the feeling like you have to sacrifice yourself to accommodate other people, to accommodate your partner, to accommodate everyone else except yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to put yourself first before anything else. You cannot love someone unconditionally if you don't love yourself unconditionally. So again, that message is very strong. Now, for those of you guys that currently are single, what this full moon is bringing to you, it's bringing to you the understanding of past experiences, past relationships that you've had. And perhaps you were in, again, the previous message, you were in the same situation where you sacrificed a lot, or where you gave up a lot, or where you stopped doing the things that you enjoyed doing. And yes, this has brought you to the point where you're at now, where you promised yourself that you would never allow anyone else to change you. But at the same time, instead of taking that experience, you've kind of shunned yourself out. You've kind of closed yourself out. And what Spirit is telling you is the experiences are meant for us to learn from them, but not to taint us, not to make us, bring up all your 10,000 walls. With the Hanged Man here, it's almost as if you're refusing to move because there is fear connected to this. There is fear that they may try to change you. And it's almost like you feel that you're on this rebellious state of mind where you're like, I'm not going to do what society expects me to do. I'm not going to do what men tend to expect for me to do. If you're a guy, I'm not going to do what women expect me to do. I'm going to do it my way, and that's what it's going to be, which is great because it's empowering. But when you when you start to vibrate to that shadow side, it makes you a bit selfish. Selfish, not in the sense of, that it may damage or hurt other people, because I do see you guys extremely blunt. But what they are saying is that it does hurt you in the long run, because even being, empowered, it's still not the person that you are. You want to give love. You want to receive love. You want to have a good time, and that's fine. But again, do not shut people out. Do not come in quickly and go out quickly. As an example, if you decided for yourself that you would never lose yourself in relationships, and that you were not going to sacrifice yourself, perhaps you went on this, dating spree, or for some of you guys, you get what you want out of the connection, and then you ghost them for a while. What Spirit is telling you is that's not making you a better person, and that's not who you are. You don't want to get to a point where you're comfortable being that way, because then it's very difficult for us to analyze, am I really vibrating to the highest of my frequency, or am I doing this and reacting in such a way because I'm tainted, because I still haven't healed. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Now let's pull out see, you guys have 2 Knights of Swords here. So this is about quick action. This is also talking about being extremely blunt. Perhaps you feel like you have to be extremely blunt to let people know that you're strong, to let people know that you don't put up with BS, but instead of doing yourself a favor, what you're doing is you're kind of throwing people off, or you're kind of pushing them away because they feel that either their presumption of you could be that you are extremely damaged, or they may be feeling like, you know, she's too demanding, he's too demanding, or they're too honest to like actually believe them. Maybe there's some truth to it, but not really taking you at face value. So again, just be careful and mindful about that. Now here in these, we do have the 8 of Wands. So with the ending or the passing of this full moon, there is going to be a lot of opportunities and suitors coming your way in regards to partnerships, as we do have the 8 of Wands next to the 2 of Wands. But again, try the best you can to give people the opportunity to open up, to get to know each other. Don't be so quick and harsh to judge people. You do have the 3 of Pentacles here, and the 3 of Pentacles does signify perhaps, again, we have 2 3s here. So perhaps some of you guys are coming out of relationships where there is a third party situation, and this is the reason why you became so guarded. But what Spirit is telling you is, again, take those experiences, heal from them, and move forward. I do see you guys going towards calmer waters. Now, for those of you guys that have been in a long-term committed relationship, perhaps in the past there was a lot of doubt in regards to third-party type of energies, but I do see you guys progressing and being able to put effort in it and being able to move forward. Now here, the Knight of Swords takes a different approach for those of you guys that have been in a long-term committed relationship and there was third-party type of energies. The Knight of Swords is here letting you know that sometimes, if, as an example, if your partner in the past did step out of the relationship and you decided to give it another chance or give it another go, you cannot fully blame them if the relationship is going bad because of what they did in the past. If you chose to forgive them and move on. Know and understand that to make a relationship work, it takes 2 people, and you cannot continuously keep judging them from past errors that they've done in the past. If you decided to put effort in to fix the relationship, you have to let go of the resentment or the anger or the hurt that was done in the past, because you cannot judge them for what they did in the past if you are now in the present looking towards the future. Okay, now let's see what the the Romance Angel cards have for you here. See, this is exactly what we were talking about. Okay, so we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. A lot of the times, like I said, when it comes to relationships and we've gone through difficulties, it's very easy to say, you know, let's give each other another chance if we kind of experience what it is to be not together and we miss them and we want them back in our lives. And we kind of jump very quickly instead of going through that healing process. So there is a need of forgiving and learning here. As you release and heal the past, you'll experience love in your present moment. So again, there is a need to let go of the past. There is a need to disconnect from past hurts, past traumas, to be able to move forward, or to be able to move towards a new future. Give the relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Communication is very important. Being honest with each other, knowing exactly what it is that one expects from the other partner, putting all the cards on the table and being completely transparent. That is what the cards are advising you for this full moon. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now let's go to the 3rd set. Okay, lovelies, for those of you guys that chose set number 3, we have here the 9 of Cups, the King of Swords, the Fool card, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. Now, what I do see here is you're currently dealing with a person from your past, or perhaps waiting on a person from the past, while there's a new person that's coming in or stepping into your life. Now, we do have the 9 of Cups here. This is a symbolization of emotional fulfillment, but also the wish or desire that you've been holding on to. Perhaps some of you guys, there was a recent separation or a recent ending of a relationship, and you're still holding on to hope, or you're still holding on to the desire of the person from the past to come back in, to have a new go at this relationship, or to be able to rekindle the relationship. But what Spirit is telling you is focusing so much in the past, you're kind of ignoring the new beginnings that are coming towards you. Now, keep in mind, you do have the Fool card, and you also have the Ace of Wands. So they are definitely highlighting the new moon for you guys. So from now, this full moon, all the way to the new moon, there's going to be, that's if you don't know already, the new person that's coming in. It could be a fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And the person from the past could be an air sign, which would be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. It doesn't have to be their sun sign. It could be their moon sign. But again, we are in the full moon right now. So I feel that the full moon is bringing to you guys a lot of closures, a lot of endings. The disconnect or the karmic release that is happening from things from the past, or from situations of the past that perhaps there was never an ending. That will be a culmination. And again, like I said, from this full moon all the way till the next new moon, there's going to be a new person coming into your life. What the cards are telling you here is, again, when we are in a relationship, especially if it's a toxic relationship, sometimes people get very complacent. Sometimes we don't like to be alone. So we put up with certain situations, we put up with certain disrespect from our partner, because we think to ourselves, sometimes, you know, it's better to know exactly what I'm facing and to give another chance and another chance and another chance, infinity of opportunities to this person. But the reason why we really don't want to let go of this person is because, not because of them, not because of how they treat us. Obviously, if they treated us right, we wouldn't be going through this toxic type of energy. But nonetheless, again, like I said, we do it because we're comfortable with that. We're used to it. We get so used to being treated badly that it becomes the normal, you know? So when we are faced or put in a situation where we have to make a decision, whether it's walking away from something that is toxic and it's not helping us, we tend to fear the unknown. We tend to fear a new beginning. We tend to fear, having to start all over, getting to know someone, only to maybe end up getting hurt again, etc. So that's the reason why 90% of the time we put up with bullshit. And what the cards are telling you is, all this time that you've been there sitting, hoping and praying that your partner change, that they be a certain type of way, that they treat you better, that they respect you. The universe is bringing to you from this full moon going into the new moon, what the universe is bringing to you is exactly that person that you deserve. The person that, yes, the universe hurt you loud and clear. Unfortunately, the person that you've been dealing with from the past is not capable of giving you what you want or what you need. So then the universe is bringing to you this new opportunity, this new person, and you're so focused and consumed in the past that you continuously keep looking towards the past, not realizing that the person is right in front of you. Now, for some of you guys, we do have the Nine of Cups next to the Fool card and the Ace of Wands. For some of you guys, this could be a friend that you find out that actually turns into someone that has feelings for you, and they profess their love for you, and it's almost unexpected. Don't shy away from that opportunity. This is something I tell all my clients. When it comes to giving opportunities, if you value your time, if you value your heart, if you value yourself, give the opportunity to someone that has not let you down, versus giving and handing over your heart all over again to the same person that has broken and beaten it more than enough times. Okay? Now, again, like I said, I do see a new beginning coming towards you, but I do see you guys again deciding or being unsure whether to move forward or whether to continuously keep being stuck. If you, my dear, have been going through a situation where there is a breakup and then there's a comeback and then there's a breakup and then there's a comeback, if this person can get their shit together, now is the time to release them. On this full moon, you take your ass outside on the full moon, you write on a piece of paper that you are detaching yourself from any toxic energy, that you are releasing it. You light that baby up and you burn it to the bright light of the full moon, thanking the goddess, thanking the God, thanking the universe, because I guarantee you that you guys will be experiencing not only new beginnings, but you will be experiencing happiness, as you do have the 9 of Cups here. Now, for those of you guys that have been in a long-term committed relationship, there is a lot of surprises coming in for you guys from now to the new moon, as we do have here the 9 of Cups next to the Full card and the Ace of Wands. Now, this is only for those that are in a committed or marriage relationship. I do see unexpected pregnancy here. Some of you guys, if you are already pregnant or your partner's already pregnant, perhaps you already know the sex of the baby, that it's going to be a male type of energy. So it's going to be a baby boy. But again, there is a lot of new expansion coming in for you guys. I see you guys being more methodical. I see you guys almost like, for some of you guys, it is practicing all about visualization, the law of attraction. I do see you guys very focused, and you guys will start to see the manifestations of that. But again, stick to the routine. And I mean the routine in the sense of, as an example, it's not going to help if you do 5 days meditation and visualization to make a desire or something manifest, and within those 5 days, if it doesn't happen, you give up. You need to stick to it like religion. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. Now, for those of you, again, like I said, that are married, there is expansion and there is growth in this partnership and this relationship, but I definitely do see pregnancy very highlighted here. Now let's pull out from the Witch's Tarot. Okay, so what they're saying here is definitely listen to your intuition. You are experiencing a lot of psychic, a lot of tapping into your subconscious. Pay attention to your intuition. You're being guided from now all the way to the new moon, as we do have the moon card here. So this is all about, intuition. You do have here the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands does speak about stress, overburden with the 3 of Cups. Again, I feel that for some of you guys are still dealing with a person that perhaps in the past let you down, and there is a bit of a struggle. You're trying to find the courage and the strength to walk away, but you self-doubt yourself and you feel like you are incapable of doing it. Perhaps because you feel like this person was your soulmate, and that's the reason why it's so difficult for you to disconnect. But all of this is, again, it's something that you need to get through. And the only way to get through it is with each passing day, take it day by day. You cannot expect yourself to wake up one day and just be extremely strong and say, you know what, I'm over it and I'm done. It doesn't work that way. Just like it takes time for us to fall in love with someone, it takes time for us to get over that person. But do not doubt yourself. And again, like I said, listen to your intuition, as you will be experiencing a lot of prophetic dreams. Now let's pull out the Romance Angel cards to see what the messages are for you guys. Oh, wow. See? Okay. So we have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. For those of you guys that are single, again, like I said, this new energy, this new person that's coming in may be very different from what you expect, maybe a bit different from what your usual type is. Give them the opportunity. Don't be very quick and harsh to judge. Now, we also have the wedding. This situation involves marriage or commitment for some of you guys. And right next to it, we have new love. A new person has steered your romantic feelings. So again, for those of you guys that are currently dealing with a past type of energy and dealing with a new person, or will be dealing with a new person coming in, I do see them actually turning into something, committed, a long-term committed relationship. And it's very clear indication that they are coming in knowing exactly what it is that they want. So you will not be feeling confused. You will not be feeling the way you're feeling right now about the person from the past, because you will know exactly where you stand with them, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Now let's go to the fourth set. Okay, my lovelies, we are finally at our very end. This is the fourth set, so let's get right into it. Now, your first card here is the Queen of Pentacles next to the Four of Cups, the Sun card, the Six of Cups, and the Star card. For some of you guys, you may be Earth energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. For others of you, you may be a Leo, you may be an Aquarius, or you may be a water energy, which would be a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Now, this may also be the person that you're currently dealing with. Now, what this full moon is bringing towards you in regards to your love and romance. The Queen of Pentacles does seem a bit distracted. So I feel that for some of you guys, you're not really paying attention, or perhaps you're not really interested in love at the present time. Now, this is for those of you guys that are single. The Queen of Pentacles is looking very away from the Four of Cups. So there is a bit of boredom. Perhaps you feel like you haven't been able to connect with someone. Perhaps you feel like you're not really interested in dating. It could be because of the way people tend to date nowadays, not taking it very seriously. And with the Queen of Pentacles is like, no, darling, if you don't want anything serious or long-term, I'm not going to waste my time on you. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is very practical. It's like, I know exactly what it is that I want, and you just don't seem like you want that, so just move along, peasant. You're just not having it. With the Four of Cups, there is a lot of boredom. Again, like I said, there is offers, there is opportunities, there are suitors out there that are trying to get your attention, but it's almost like you're very oblivious to it, or you're choosing to pretend to be oblivious to it. Now, you do have the Sun card here. My darling, whether you want to or not, I do see a relationship coming towards you from now, this full moon. I feel that this full moon is bringing to you the conclusion of feeling like you just don't really care about relationships at the present time. For some of you guys, it could be that you've been extremely busy with a project, with work, with making your money, with financing, stabilizing your finances. But nonetheless, Spirit is telling you, whether you're ready or not, the planet alignments are aligning for you to be able to experience not only a long-term committed relationship, but something that is worth treasuring and experiencing. Now, with the Sun card here, I do see that there is a relationship forming, whether you're aware of it or not. It could be with a friend, someone that professes their love or interest towards you, or perhaps this person has been spending a little bit extra time with you, has been texting you a little bit more, trying to reach out to you more, but it is a friend, so it becomes something like you think that it's just friendship. But again, they are definitely highlighting here with the Six of Cups that this is a relationship that starts or is based off of friendship, which on a personal level, those are usually the ones that tend to last the longest. But nonetheless, again, the Six of Cups is here, and it's representing everything from the past, but also it could signify a person from your past coming back into your life. That, again, with the Star card, it could have been timing was an issue for you guys in the past. But again, with the Sun and the Star, it's representing that the culmination of perfect timing is aligning for you guys to be able to have an opportunity to have another go. But I'm definitely feeling like it's, you know, like it's not something that was, I don't feel that it was a relationship per se that was bad timing. I think that perhaps it was a connection between you and a friend, that once you both kind of started giving each other like the eye, timing, something had to do with timing where perhaps they were pulled away, perhaps they moved, perhaps they got into a relationship, perhaps you got into a relationship and it was like missed opportunity. But what Spirit is telling you is that everything is aligning itself to bring to you perfect timing to be able to jump on board together, holding hands, not as friends, but as something that is going to turn into a long-term relationship. Now, for those of you guys that have been or currently are in a long-term committed relationship, I do see you guys being a little bit bored, being a little bit like aloof in the relationship. Perhaps the relationship has grown a bit cold, but I do see that there is a new burst of energy coming in for you guys. Very, I wouldn't say sexual, but not very sexually charged, but I mean more on the romance level. I do see with the Six of Cups, the partner going out of their way to try to seduce you or romance you the way they did at some point in their life. Perhaps you're already experiencing this, where your partner's starting to show up from work with some flowers, with roses, little small details that are letting you know that they're trying to spark that, you know, to turn that spark on again. And I definitely do see, again, being able to come together and reconnect on an emotional level. Perhaps, again, a lot of the time, especially when we're talking about marriages, everyone has, you know, responsibilities. Everyone has the everyday mundane type of things that they need to deal with. And sometimes by the time we get home, by the time we spend time with our partner, we're tired, we're exhausted. We just want to eat, rest, and just, you know, go to sleep, get some rest. And we forget that it is a partnership. We forget that sexual energy is very important. Sexual connection is very important, especially not just for men, but for the women that enjoy sex. Whoop, whoop. So obviously we tend to forget all of that, especially you add on the ingredients of having the blessings of childs running around. Yeah, it could be a bit overburdened to say the very least. Very chaotic. So again, I definitely do see that with this full moon coming into its culmination, I feel that there is a lot of like self realizing, whether it's you or whether it's your partner, understanding that, yeah, you know, maybe when was the last time I actually gave my wife roses, or when was the last time I actually put some sexy lingerie for my partner when he got home from work and surprised him, that type of energy. So I definitely do encourage you guys to, again, if you've been thinking about that, now is the time to do it. Remember, we do have the full moon, and the full moon, you know, it amplifies the emotions, it amplifies the connection, especially when it comes to partnerships and when it comes to sexual energy. It's very important to become one. You know, that's what we were intended for. And when we, you know, like I said, when we have responsibilities, we tend to forget that, but it's very important. And men out there, it's the same as important for you guys to seduce and to romance your woman, to let her know how special she is, to thank her for everything she does for you on everyday basis, and vice versa for the wife as well, or for the girlfriend as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Now let me pull out the Witches cards. Oh wow, 2 stars here. Yeah, alignments. I feel that for a lot of you guys, long-term stability and love offering for you guys. The 3 of Swords and the Page of Wands. Okay, so again, like I said, for those of you guys that have been single for a while and you feel like, again, you haven't been able to connect with anyone that sparked your interest. For some of you guys have been coming out. And when I say coming out, I don't mean recent. For some of you guys, it could have been 3 years that you came out of a relationship where they hurt you, where there was betrayal, where there was letdown. But you definitely have the Star card here next to the 10 of Pentacles. So again, I do see that this full moon is actually a representation of a culmination of the ending of your singlehood, and given or making way to find something that is long-term and something that is stable. Again, with the Knight of Cups, this is emotions, This is emotions, an offering of emotions, a gesture of love, giving you, letting you know that they are interested, or that they're having genuine and good intentions towards you. Let go of your fears. Let go of feeling like they're going to hurt you. Give yourself the opportunity. Usually I say give people the opportunity, but in this situation, I say give yourself the opportunity. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be treated like a queen, or you deserve to be treated like a king. give yourself that opportunity of happiness. Don't shut yourself out. Don't dive into work just so that, you know, you don't miss that part of your life that has to do with relationships. It is a very important aspect in our lives. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now I'm going to be pulling out, the Romance Angel deck to see what the messages are for the relationship or for the partnership that's coming in for you guys. Okay, now for those of you guys that are in a long-term committed relationship, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. This is exactly what I was talking to you guys about in regards to giving yourself the time. We always tend to forget that romance is very important in any relationship. Well, obviously in a partnership, it's very important because that's one of the ingredients to keep the relationship going, to continuously keep fortifying the relationship. And giving yourself the time, giving yourself the space, taking a weekend off to go off to the mountains or do something romantic, just you and your partner, is very important. So I would highly encourage you guys to do that. Now, right next to it, we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So the deception, I don't feel it in a negative aspect. I feel that the deception could be, again, sometimes we tend to mask our feelings. Sometimes we tend to mask what we're really thinking or what we're really wanting. For those of you guys that have been in a long-term committed relationship, and you know for a fact, as an example, if you're the wife and you feel like your partner hasn't been putting effort, or you feel like you're not loved, or you feel like you're not beautiful, or whatever it is your situation, sometimes we need to speak up. Sometimes we need to tell our partner, I was thinking, and do it in the most subtle way as well. Like, I was thinking, today early in the morning, I went to the grocery store, and I seen this bouquet of flowers, and it reminded me of that one time you brought me roses and how excited I was, etc. You're not being manipulative. You're just throwing in those 2 cents for them to kind of catch on. And the same thing with the men. If you've been, as an example, if she hasn't been that sexually active, you can just, be very subtle about it and be like, hey, I was at work and I couldn't stop thinking about you. And I started fantasizing about that one time, etc., etc. It's not necessarily deception in the sense of the negative. What I'm feeling is when we wear a mask, when we try to mask our feelings, or when we try not to be completely honest because we're not trying to hurt the other person. So again, I would highly encourage you guys to be very honest. And if you're not the type to be explicit, you could be a woman and you miss having sex, as an example, and you don't know how to tell your partner because you could, you're just not that way, or you don't communicate that way. Again, like I said, you could be as subtle as mentioning that one time so that they can kind of get it. And the next card is chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So again, for those of you guys that are currently, single and have been single for a while, you will definitely feel who the cards are talking about, this new energy coming in when you meet them, because the chemistry is going to be off the chain. It's going to be a very strong connection. You're going to definitely know what their intentions are towards you. So this is definitely a good thing. I hope you guys enjoyed these readings. Many blessings to all of you guys be bestowed upon you for this full moon. And take your crystals out and charge them. See you guys soon. Bye.
Is this the end? The end.